Well, Mr. Gwaltney's on Zoom. Did you hear that? Yes, he's on Zoom.
All right, I would make a motion to, well, wait, yes, we already got. I'd make a motion to approve the minutes as sent from Ms. Salter. And yeah, that's, yeah. So I move to approve the minutes as amended and dispense with the reading.
So moved. Second.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith, second by Mr. Harden. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed by the same sign. 5-0, that passes. Starting with old business, 160115, update on past, present, and future sidewalk projects. Do we have any report for that?
And no, are you planning on talking about it in planning and development as well?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are you planning on talking about sidewalks and planning and development as well?
Yes, sir, I
Okay.
will.
Jennifer mentioned that to me earlier, so I don't know if you want to do it now or if you just want to wait and let.
See, you're not asking us for any money, are you?
No.
So let's just do that in planning and development then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so we'll carry that over without objection. 130121, bid opening for March 1st at 4:30, citywide fire system maintenance. We'll carry that over pending the bid opening. New business 050221, request to declare the following totaled vehicle surplus, the 2014 Chevrolet Tahoe and another 2016 Tahoe by Gordon James. So we got a report on that. They're kind of just sitting in our maintenance department, and we need to declare them surplus and get them out of there.
Move to declare.
They're actually ready to.
There, yeah, correct.
I'll move for travel to take.
Yeah, move to declare the two Tahoes.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Harden, thank you. You leave me hanging. Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. This will be an ordinance that we recommend if passed. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed by the same sign. Okay, 5-0. You let us know, Mr. Gwaltney, if you have a problem with any of these.
No, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, I think I've gotten remuted on accident.
Okay, very good. All right, 060221, request to amend FY 2021 budgets. Mr. Burgett. We don't have anything tonight, but I know we're working on future amendments, so without objection, we will carry that over. 131020, request to add handicap parking space on 29th Avenue and new angled spaces. Mr. Hambley, can you speak to this?
We can take care of the painting and the sign in-house. I believe Ms. Andrews had talked to someone about actually doing a handicap ramp. So I guess.
Mr. Jones, I was going to mention, if you've got Mr. Strickland here next week, do you want to just have him speak to this? Because he's the one who met with the contractor to get that price. I didn't realize the price was.
Yeah, and Mr. Pugh, if you'll coordinate with Mr. Strickland about the handicap ramp, I'm okay. I mean, we need to move forward on this. If you can, so there are two items. One is the angled spaces. We can handle that in-house.
Right.
The handicap ramp is a little more, it's a little more involved than some of our other handicap ramps,
Yes,
correct?
sir, that's correct.
But can you coordinate with Mr. Strickland when he comes, when we see him next week, to make sure that's the best price we can get for the handicap ramp?
Absolutely.
Okay. I think we can handle that. I don't have a problem with you going ahead and doing the angled spaces. Or do they have to happen at the same time?
They're already done. The spaces are already done. This is a ramp for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've already handled that in-house.
Do we lose a space over that ramp?
I don't know what the design is. What happened was, I heard from a constituent about that, and when we added all that over there, we didn't have any handicap ramps. And so we brought GMC into, Berkeley, we brought in GMC to do the design work, and then he met the contractors on site and got 2 different bids, and the lowest bid came out, and they looked at it as a whole of downtown, so they looked at adding 5 different ramps downtown for $45,000. So obviously, right now, I talked to the mayor last week or 2 weeks ago about spending the money, and we were just gonna do it in this one specific area based on these new spaces. But I did not realize how out of line it was from other ramps that have been built, so.
Yeah, I've just seen some invoices, and if we could just make sure we're getting the best price for that, that would be great.
Sure thing.
Okay. Sure.
What I've drawn up is an resolution that authorized appropriate up to $9,500. Is that still the desire of the council?
It wasn't my desire. Yeah, I just wanted to, if we could, once I realize the amount, and then, I feel like we can, if you can work on that, I think that'll really
Absolutely.
help us. So if it's okay with the committee, I'd like to carry it over for 2 weeks, and then, we'll have finance next week, and if that's really the best price, and I'm okay with it, but I've just seen invoices that were not in that range. So,
Understandable.
is that okay?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay, so we'll carry it over without objection. Okay, don't go anywhere.
Yes,
Sorry. Okay, there's been a request for, to remove 250417 off the table. Is there a?
Yeah, motion to take 250417 off the table.
Okay, moved by Mrs. Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Harden, coming through for me. Okay, any other questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign, 5-0. So, that is now, from table to, it's on the table under new business, or under, under new business. Request for consideration of 18th Street revitalization project. So, what we're wanting here is more of a cadence for reporting, because I'm concerned with where we are on the project, both east and west. I don't
Yes.
feel like we're delivering the project in a timely fashion, and I would like to have a report provided for us so that we can stay on track, because I don't feel comfortable right now where we are, and I've shared that with you. And if anyone else has other comments, I mean, we've seen kind of the progress, and I don't know, Mr. President, if you have any additional comments on this. I don't know if you have a report for us today, but if you wanted to make some comments as well.
Sure, yeah, thank you. We've talked about this. I'm just concerned, mostly concerned about the west side and the fact that, you know, we're still getting in place to get to bids, to get to construction. I was really sort of hoping we would be at construction by this point, and I just want us to, I think it's an important enough project that we need to have some regular updates at some interval that we can determine. But by pulling it off the table and just sort of leaving it on this agenda, then we can get those updates like we've done with some other construction projects. And I think getting, I mean, you're usually here to give an update, but to have Keith here periodically to give an update starting with next Monday, I think would be helpful if he can come then to give everybody sort of an update on where we are, what the timeline is from here, or at least from next Monday forward, and what we've got left to do, I think would be helpful to everyone. And then, you know, hopefully we can, that'll keep it in the forefront of everyone's mind.
Did you need me to call him and set that, or?
I've got a little bit of news on that. I spoke to Keith right before the meeting started, and I let him know that you wanted him to come up here next weekend, and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to be at another city council meeting next Monday. I can't do it." He offered, he offered to reschedule maybe a conference call or something, but meantime, I can get from him whatever information you would like and maybe pass it on, be kind of a middleman, but.
Let's at least do that. I don't know if there's someone else from GMC that could stand in Keith's place. I think that would be the first question I would ask is, can someone else there's gotta be someone else working on the project.
Sure.
If they can come in Keith's place. And if Keith can provide that person and you with whatever information is needed regarding a timeline.
Will do.
I think that's the biggest question going forward from Monday is, where are we on the easements? And what is the timeline moving forward to get to construction and completion? And so if Keith can't come, then see if he can send someone else that can, answer any questions that come up. And if the two of y'all can present that information, I think that would be helpful.
Got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so this will stay on finance, and we'll get a report of some kind, and maybe if we can talk to Keith this week, then maybe we can have additional information to share. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments on that item? Okay, so really the only thing that we're sending to council tonight is 050221, which will be an ordinance. Everything else was carried over, so with that, we're adjourned.